Hey everybody, it's me, your boy, Robert DeLong, here to talk to you just about some of the sounds in Better in College and how I made them and how the song kind of came together from a production standpoint. All right, so, the song started by me and Ashe hanging out, talking about what we wanted to write about. As we were doing that, I opened up a patch on my favorite go-to soft synth. It was like a kind of cute little plucky sound. You know, I started just playing this, and as I was playing that, I was like, this is cool. I want it to feel, though, a little bit like janky, like a young robot learning to play the synthesizer. You know, we were off to the races at that point, writing words and melodies over those chord changes. So after we'd written the song, and as I was starting to kind of dig into the production a little bit more, I realized the song felt like it needed to start with the chorus, right? The vocal right there at the top. And another song I do that with is Global Concepts. And in Global Concepts, I felt like, well, it needs a way to introduce itself so it's not just the vocals immediately. So I added this like sound of marbles falling on a drum, which kind of introduced the track in like a signature way. So I was thinking about like, what's kind of a cool signature sound? Like when you're in an airport and they're announcing, your plane is coming into the gate. I love that because it kind of feels like, hello, we're here, The track is starting. Again, that was another diva sound with a big quarter note triplet delay. Pretty fun. All right, all over this song is just like all sorts of sound effects and sound design. It's something I love as a way to create character and to bridge sections. Big sound design nerd. One of the most prevalent little pieces of sound design is this synth reverse swell that's just all over the track. Once you hear it, you can't unhear it. I liked you better in college. First verse. It was love. I have this silly explosion that I just kind of decimated. Yeah, it sounds like an explosion from like a bad old video game. Here in the track. Never gonna make it out alive. We're still barely getting by. Another fun little effects guy I have in there is during the bridge, these wind chimes. I love the sound of wind chimes. It just kind of, there's something very nostalgic about me. We had them growing up. There's also something very kind of like ethereal and otherworldly about them. You hear them, they're not even in the same key as the song, but it kind of adds this cool element to it. And I can't get back the fake you I made in the past. Oh man, I have this one thing I called the beauty sparkle, but I'd listen to this group Visible Cloaks a lot. They have just really cool, interesting synth sounds, and like they're all kind of magical. I wanted a moment like that somewhere in the song, so I made this sound. It's like we've leveled up, onto the next plane of existence. But yeah, listen to it in context. Barely getting by. Still barely getting by. I like you better. Love that shit. Oh man. So something I love that's so cheesy is a song, Yes, Owner of a Lonely Heart. And I was listening to that a lot right when I was writing this tune. And there's these big, silly orchestra hits. Yeah, so I wanted to find a way to sneak them in there. Here's one of them. But yeah, you can hear it in the song right here. I liked you better in college. I thought I knew what I wanted. Oh man, and then yeah, finally the last little effects thing I want to talk about are just lasers, man. I love laser sounds. Lasers are kind of a cool thing that doesn't have to be a crash cymbal, that can kind of do the same thing as a crash cymbal. This is the sound. Listen to it in the song. I'm still falling. It kind of feels like we're fading in to the next section. I love that shit. All right, obviously a huge part of the song is Ashe's amazing vocal performance. She has a beautiful, amazing, perfect voice. And so I wanted to capture it as much as possible. So after we'd written the song, I had her back for a day, and we just recorded every possible harmony, every alternate take of everything, ad-libs, and I used so much of it. Look at all these harmonies during the chorus of her. I thought I knew what I wanted. Back then, I was a fool. They're just sticking in there. Better in college. I thought I knew what I wanted. Back bit, but it adds so much to like the vividness and wideness of the track. Oh yeah, and one of my favorite harmony moments for her was during the bridge. She did these absolutely gorgeous harmonies on top of my voice there.
You were a broken machine, and I can't get back the fake you I made in the past.
But listen to that in context. It just adds so much like height to the vocal.
You were a broken machine, and I can't get back the fake you I made.
Oh, I mixed those chords so rich and beautiful. I love it. Love that shit. Thanks, Ashe. Just had to record a bunch of ad-libs, just like making stuff up on off the top of her head. We did a few passes through the song doing that, and she had a couple beautiful little lines that became just earworms and hooks.
I'm still there falling.
Love that every time it happens.
We're still lost, I'm still lost here, darling.
Based on the key that this song is in, the chorus is kind of like in a low, uninspiring part of my voice. Or, if I do it an octave up, it's real high and shouty. How do I find the balance? So, here's the low vocal.
I liked you better in college. I thought.
And here's the high vocal.
I liked you better in college. I thought.
And so it was all about spreading out those high vocals and kind of making the low vocal the focus point, but balanced in such a way that they just feel like one big vocal.
I liked you better in college. I thought I knew what I wanted. Back then I was a fool.
And finally, like, one thing I want to talk about, there's like harmonizer and vocoder and all sorts of weird vocal effects all over this track. Of course, it's just something I do all the time. The bridge has probably the most profound use of it. So I broke up each vocal into the different chords. Like we have the F major 7, A minor 7, so on and so forth. And so when it all plays together,
You and I were built to last. We were a broken machine.
beautiful. Love that shit. But then on top of that, I added this sort of just wild harmonizer lead on top of that.
I did the math. You and I were built to last. We were a broken machine.
It's sort of something that was inspired by like Bon Iver. I was doing some pretty wild like spectral filtering on it, but when you put it all together, it sounds beautiful.
Well, I did the math. You and I were built to last. We were a
One moment in the song I just love. I automate a high cut or low pass, if you prefer, on the entire vocals that kind of feels like it sucks you in and then releases you in the middle of the bridge. Listen.
We were a broken machine, and I can't get back the fake.
Love that shit. Well, I hope you enjoyed me talking about the production of Better in College. It's a dope tune. Now you can listen to it in a new way. Maybe I ruined it for you, or maybe I made it even better. Either way, I have been and will continue to be Robert DeLong for the foreseeable future. I will see you in the future. Goodbye.
I liked you better in college.